Hello, Speed Gaming fans. I am Melee Wizard alongside Cyrenus, and we welcome you to another race in the Final Fantasy Spring Tournament. Here we have a very exciting 3-in-1 matchup between One Fine Day and the Hangry Canuck. And as you can see, we already have an interesting decision being made right off the bat. One Fine Day taking Fighter, Thief, White-Black, while Hangry Canuck is committing to 3-man for the moment with just Fighter, Red-Black. This should be a pretty interesting thing here.
Absolutely. Like I was saying, it certainly wouldn't have been my first choice. I prefer the option of having a body there, but it can pay off.
Yep, though since it's obvious that they didn't do a draft for the party this time around, Angry Canuck is free to change things up if he sees something in level 1 magic that he would much prefer, like say if we see Life 2 or Fade or something else in a white locked spot. So the gates have been opened, so we should be seeing our runners begin momentarily.
And we'll get that also important information of what we have at level 1 map.
Not to mention if we have an early vendor item, see if there's anything good in the armor shops, weapon shops if we really need them. So this being the Fire Week, so we do have the Red Dragon chest as an incentivized location, and we got Warp in the Black Magic, not much else to speak of. And there's Life 2 and Cure 4. Life 2 is Red Mage learnable, but I believe Cure 4 is Red Wizard only.
$2 iron hammers.
Not a bad starting weapon, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than throwing your fists, I guess. And yeah, that Life 2 is Red Mage, and Cure 4 is Red Wizard.
And I guess it looks like the Hangry Canuck is satisfied with that. Otherwise, you probably would have reset and remade the party already.
Yeah, the Knight will also have those, which tends to make things pretty nice.
Yeah. I would think if those two slots were reversed, if it was Life 2 being Red Wizard learnable, I'm thinking maybe Canuck might have reset for that, but having Life 2 early on, that can cure a lot of ills. Ooh, we got an Ice Sword right off the bat in Temple of Fiends. That's a nice find.
Yeah, I won't be using that Iron Hammer for long. That Ice Sword's going to do a lot better work.
At least you didn't commit too much money to it. Ooh, stun strats on Garland. And
those were some nasty crits. 215 damage with that Ice Sword at level 1.
Yeah, that's... And did that spider have something nasty, or did it just hit hard? Because suddenly, Hangry Canuck's down to 2.
I was too busy watching Garland die. I didn't see what a spider had. Can't be that bad,
So meanwhile, the Corneria royalty, I believe, gave us the loot and the slab. Both items that aren't really very helpful now, but I guess, at least in the case of the loot, it's nice to have that sooner rather than having to hunt that down.
Yeah, these early enemies aren't looking too friendly. That looked like a 3-hit stun touch ghoul.
Oof. And, well, there's our first loose item, the TNT.
We're off to the races. This might be another really quick one.
Considering that... Oh, well. Hello, Imps with Thunder. And I think Okay, One Fine Day. It looks like One Fine Day is going back to Matoya's to grab that TNT.
Chat asking what's going on with Hangry's second party slot. He chose to bring nobody in that slot. He's running strictly 3.
Yep, one of the newer options in the randomizer is the option to just have nobody on a character slot. Means you don't have to worry about, you don't have to go through the effort of giving one of your party members a dirt nap, and you just the remaining party members just get the increased experience gains right away. And I saw a squint for a second there.
I was too busy laughing at the imps. Not only do they have thunder, but they have a fire, so they can just sit there wasting your time for a couple of rounds before they throw that.
Oh dear. Well, so much for a simple seed.
We'll see if Canuck hits them on the way out and gets the rude awakening that we saw.
Well, we do see ogres with X-Fur, so they could have something else too. Honestly, even more than the TNT, that was about 6,000 in gold. That's also very nice to have in the early game.
Yeah, it'll be
being able
nice
to
being
afford
able
all
to-
those early spells and whatnot.
Exactly, be able to pick up those spells as soon as you get to provoke.
And yep, there's the thunder. But Hangry Canuck did save after leaving Matoya, so all we have to do is just make our way to Provoca or wherever the Hangry Canuck decides to go. Alright, Angry Canuck is first to make it to Provoca. So let's see what we've got on second level magic. Oh, wow!
Yeah, level 2 is loaded.
Yeah,
Completely
Temper Nukes.
loaded.
Temper Nuke, Saber Fast. Holy cow, that's a very strong level 2, which is actually kind of bad because you don't necessarily want all of those on one spell slot.
Looks like the only thing they're really sharing with in white is going to be in Viz 2, so he won't have that on his red mage. Oh, he did save a slot for that on his red mage. I guess he dropped fast, probably.
Yeah, I guess you don't necessarily, with a party like what Hangry Canuck's doing, I guess you don't necessarily need fast on multiple characters unless you're worried about one of them getting killed before we can get it off.
Right, and we have access to life, or will have access to life, so he'll be alright.
Now we already have, it's Cure 4 that we have to wait on.
Ah, that's right.
Alright, the pirates go down quickly, and looks like we're going back to Matoya pretty quick.
That's alright, it'll be worth it.
There's gold bracelets for about 12,500. Not bad.
Yeah, those are some pretty cheap gold bracelets.
And that's it. Cabins for 57, tents for 16. Won't have to worry about being able to save out in the overworld.
Yeah, I haven't paid that close attention to the encounter rate, but I think they're going to be doing a lot of encounter manipulation with $16.
Considering the kind of abilities we've already seen just from the imps alone, we might be in for a bit of a slog here. So at this point, since you have the crystal and the TNT, taking a trip to Matoya is a no-brainer since you're right there, but do you go visit the dwarves before checking the shops in Elfland?
I would. We're also still looking for that canal, which there's 2 chests right there it could be. We haven't seen the canoe yet, so it's probably either going to be there or that marsh play that we never wanted.
And there's a lot of different enemies in Marsh, so we could have a lot of interesting stuff. And there's the cube. Also nice to have, also not immediately relevant.
No, but I'm sure he'll take that extra 5% experience all the way to the bank for the rest of the game.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be pretty surprised if they didn't go to Dwarf next. I mean, they have good magic already. They don't need the magic at Elf right now to push them.
Plus, if Narek ends up having, let's say, the key, you can clear out the dwarf treasury right then and there.
Oh yeah, there's no limit to what Narek could have that would be good to have now as opposed to after Elf. Like, if he gives us the herb, Elf would have felt like a really bad...
Yeah. It would be funny if this turned into the herb, which turned into the adamant, so you'd have to come back here. Oh god, I've already started, haven't I?
Are you working on cursing our people here?
I was the one who rolled the seed. I think that ship has sailed now. Well, phase 1 of my little casual thought ends up coming to pass. So I wonder if this will actually turn into the adamant.
I would love for this to turn into the adamant and then turn into non-progression, forcing them into March.
Ooh, yeah. Although, as far as non-progression goes, like, I wouldn't... Opal Bracelet, I wouldn't mind, just because that'll settle the armor situation for at least one of our Light Warriors.
Oh, for sure. I was thinking more like Rod or Oxyale or Chime. Something good, something that will be progression, but right now doesn't open it.
Honestly, if I really wanted to be trolly, I would probably have it be the floater and the canoe being hidden somewhere nasty, like being the second loose in Deepened Sea Shrine, Sea Shrine or something.
That's always a fun seed. Ooh, look at that. Fade at level 3.
Okay. So we've got some high octane magic options here. Didn't see what was in the black magic though.
Yeah, this is definitely a seed where I would have liked to have had 2 red mages.
There's some silver bracelets. Can't afford them yet, but it's a nice option if you can't quite afford the gold ones yet.
No, but that chain is really good for this level.
I believe that is a max price tail.
It sure is.
Okay. Alright, and what does the herb turn into? Turns into the bottle.
So, we'll be going to Marsh, everybody.
Yep.
Honestly, not that bad. We have the magic to handle it. Magic has been really generous so far, so Marsh won't be too dangerous. Maybe. Hope.
Yeah, at least we have firepower that we can take some of these enemies out if we have to. It's just a matter of what they have and whether they hit us with it first.
One of the nice things about a seed that's been so linear so far like this is that you know your opponent's having to go through the same stuff. You know they haven't made some big brain play that's put them ahead of.
Yeah, at this point, I think the only main point of divergence would be someone not bothering to check the top half. But considering that there is no incentivized location in Marsh under these flags, so I could definitely see both our runners, just at least starting with the top, then checking the bottom, just being thorough just to make sure you're not missing anything.
Yeah, I'm totally a top first person, especially because we don't have warp or exit, so we're going to be walking out of whatever we get.
One thing that was noted by our tracker Ale, One Fine Day apparently has already used the bottle. And a similar thing happens when you turn in the slab to Dr. Un. When you do that, it disappears from your inventory, so there is a non-zero chance that you could forget that you did that, and you might end up searching around trying to find the bottle again.
It's happened. I think most of us has probably made that mistake at some point or another, but these are both pretty experienced runners. I think they'll be all right.
Yeah. That's definitely the kind of mistake that you only let happen once. But fortunately, not much. There really wasn't much in the top half of Marsh. It looks like Hangry Canuck is just going straight to the bottom half.
Yeah, top half wasn't the answer. I didn't see a whole lot up there that was worth walking out. I'm a little surprised he didn't reset. And then he...
Alright, Hangry Canuck is at the bottom floor. Scorpion's hitting decently hard. Could have been worse. Ooh, Flame Sword. Nice to have if we didn't already have the Ice Sword. It's something for the Red Mage to do when he's not nuking and fading.
Be interesting to see if they check this spike tile down here and if it turns out to be anything nasty.
There's a cabin. Our runners are just about step for step now. And it's a Hydra at the trap tile, which can be pretty dangerous. They tend to hit pretty hard. But, yeah, quick nuke and that'll be all.
And just for a handful of gold. Actually, 6k is a little bit more than a handful. That's half of a gold bracelet today.
Yep. Dragon Sword.
So it's going to be the absolute last chest we check.
Of course. And ooh, One Fine Day taking a wipe to the trap tile. Apparently that Hydra came with an Ochu on that one. And there is the canal.
That'll open up Crescent Lake as our current check, as well as a couple more chests out there like also, if you're looking for the horrible other option, it could be no, we've already seen the shop item, so it can't be a shop item in on-rack. We're looking at either Crescent Lake or Earth Beam progression.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a heal helmet. I'm often fond of spamming that stuff, but that's not really conducive to race situations.
No, the heal helmet is a nice find, but it is not a fast find.
One nice thing about having these nukes and phase is that you're able to, you're actually able to take some of these fights as opposed to running away from everything, so you can get a decent amount of experience just as you go.
Absolutely. They don't have enough charges to really be taking every fight yet, but if they could take a couple choice ones, it can add up pretty fast. Oh, and they did have warp, so that's handy.
Yeah.
I completely missed that in level 1. I was too busy fawning over the white magic.
Yeah, and Hangry Canuck did warp after getting the canal, but just decided to reset after checking the top half.
One fine day, just a couple of steps behind now. It'll be interesting to see if... Oh, yeah, toxic. That's not fun.
Ew, yeah, that's bad.
It'll be interesting to see if either player makes the cheeky Earth play instead of going to Crescent for the guaranteed item.
Yeah, that's definitely a risky play, because if the second loose is in Earth, that would be huge, but there's so much more left of the world to check, and who knows what that loose is and where it could end up. Like, if that second loose was the key, it could pretty much be anywhere.
Yeah, it's going to come down to what they give us in Crescent. If they give us non-progression, then it's back to Earth, and you've saved yourself quite a bit of save.
And there's pro rings for about 31,000. White magic, not much. Black magic, well, there's Bane. That's about it. Fire 3 and Lit 3 in level 4 black magic. I didn't see what was in level 4 white magic.
I didn't see all of it. There was Wall and Life there, though. I just don't remember what slots they were all.
Ah.
One Fine Day is running Fighter, Thief, White, Black. There's no Red Mage on his.
Yep, that second one is a fighter. The Thief being in the front mostly for like, I don't remember if it's reduced ambushes or greater first strikes, but either way, being able to get away from fights a bit
both
easier.
Of the above.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, if you can find a way to keep it alive up front there, I would absolutely like to have one in that slot.
A couple of high nuke rolls takes out some giants.
Looks like they both head for Crescent. I don't blame them one bit. Can possibly find a nice cheeky EXP grind here.
Yeah, I've seen people take a Crescent grind before heading over to, say, Volcano or something.
I mean, I wouldn't do a lot of it, but, you know, get yourself up to level 10 or so. Just do 1 or 2 fights.
I find it interesting that Hangry Canuck is checking armor shops. Or maybe
I think
just
he was selling.
Yeah, he's just selling stuff, right? Alright, level 6 whites. So I thought I saw Harm 4. There's Brack and Zap in black magic. And our item is the rod.
We're going to Earth!
But at least we can go through it in one trip, as opposed to having to double dip it.
That is true. And if the loose is in the second half of Earth, then Crescent was definitely the right place.
Hangry Canuck is going to stock up on supplies before heading back across the ocean. And our tracker mentioning in chat that since Earth is pretty much our only option, that has to be where the second loose is, since we can't check anything else. As far as incentivized locations go, anyway.
Exactly, and pointing out that it either has to be the canoe or a fetch quest item that will lead to the.
So now that I'm upon giving it some thought, I think though probably the worst item that we could find. Actually, there's two options for our worst item. There could be either the Oxyale or the Chime, because that would give us access to Sea Shrine and Mirage Tower, respectively. And that's a lot more chests to check and a lot nastier enemies that are guarding it.
Right, but there won't be any more loose items, so it has to give us something where there is incentive.
Yeah, I didn't think about that part.
Chat asking what incentivized items are, and locations. Basically, you have specific items that are incentivized and specific locations. You are guaranteed to find one of those items in those locations.
Yep, so under these flags, our incentivized locations are Ice Cave, Ordeals, Titan's Trove, and the Red Dragon Chest in Volcano. Along with all of the various NPCs that normally give us things. That has not been that. Those will still be there, but it's just a matter of what they have.
Earth is a fancy play. I don't know that we have the magic for a really full dive making it easy yet, though. I might be checking these spike tops.
If nothing else, both of our runners do have access to warp, so as long as they still have warp charges left, they can get out pretty quickly if they have to. You have to be careful with these ogres showing up. We saw that they have toxic. I'm not sure if both of our runners have seen that though.
One fine day, just burning up charges on these. I hope he has a house so that he can get out and use all these levels to get his magic charges.
I want to say there were houses for sale. I just don't remember. Oh, yeah, it did have one house. Ooh, a white shirt pickup for the Hangry Canuck. I believe we did find.
To have.
Yeah, I believe we found Inf 2 at level 2 magic, so it's not like we'll be short on that, but it's still nice to be able to do it for free. But we've full cleared the first 2 floors of Earth, still haven't found progression, so onwards and downwards.
Let's put it here on the east side of floor 3. Punish our runners if they choose not to check the chest for just being a couple extra steps out of the way.
At this point, I'd be amazed if in this situation, I'd be amazed if either of our runners did that, because they're just...
Oh yeah, no, I don't think either one would, just because we know that it has to be here. It is our only option, but still, I like for it to be.
Hangry Canuck having some issues running from these arachnids and oozes.
Thankfully, they're not throwing anything too dangerous. They don't have thunder or something scary. They're just taking their time, eating away at his time. This is, what, the 3rd round?
Yeah. I was about to say, if after like the second or after maybe the second round of trying to run, I probably would have just thrown a nuke at him just to get him out of the way. And that's just cloth armor.
Yeah, our runners just hot on each other's tails, making their way through.
Yeah, about 7,000. Still... Oh, stun touch. You always love to see that.
Yes, Life Reboot, our runners have been holding hands through the entire seed. It's been very linear.
Oh, yes.
However, we know that the canoe will appear soon, and that always opens things up.
Yeah, then we'll see what direction our runners decide to go in from there. Ooh, a silver bracelet for free. Ooh, ow.
That vampire wasn't very friendly today.
No, definitely not. But we have like 2 charges, so everything is fine.
Yeah, things may have been different if he had punched that red mage.
Yes, definitely. But floor 3 was empty, so it all comes down to this last floor. Or at least this last floor that actually has treasure in it. Silver axe. More money. There, oh, there we go. There's the crown.
More fetch quest magic. Canuck's still looking to finish the dungeon while he's here, though. He'll at least be able to skip these chests on the bottom.
Yeah, since we found both of our loose items, anything else here would be... It wouldn't be a requirement, but if we happen to find, say, Masa or something like that, I'm sure our runners wouldn't mind.
Yeah, Masa, X-Cow, Ribbon, anything like that would certainly be handy.
Oh, specters have sleep. Lovely. Oh, and heal 3 too, because they haven't wasted enough of our time.
And with Nuke, we've had enough of that.
More unrunnable trolls.
Nothing dangerous, or at least not too dangerous since those imps. I'm just waiting for something to pop up.
Yeah, Hangry Canuck is skipping the other room. We'll see if One Fine Day decides to do the same, and yep, they're pretty much step for step now, on almost step for step going into the final floor. Showing Lich a bit of respect, fasting the fighter. And rightly so, 4 hits for 11. Okay. But a couple nukes finish the job.
Yeah, nukes will take down Lich 1 really fast with these flags. They just aren't going to have the kind of HP to take out that, take that kind of a...
Yeah, and both of our runners light their first orb within seconds of each other. So for those just coming in, this has been a largely linear seed. A lot of the big items we found were stuff like the loot and the cube that weren't immediately relevant. We had the canal loose in Deep Marsh that led to the rod at the Circle of Sages in Crescent Lake, and that led to the crown in Earth 4, and we're about to see what that leads to. And Hangry Canuck realizing, nope, I don't have the canoe yet.
Pick a direction, Canuck. Either one will do.
Yeah, you'll have to walk back to Elfland either which way.
Yep. Basically, you're just gambling. Is it the adamant, or is it anything other than the adamant? Because if
I was
it's
gonna say the key, but we already found both of our loot, so it can't be that.
Right. Yeah, if it's anything other than the adamant, I'd rather be on this outside dock that they both went.
Yeah. And with presuming that it's the canoe, you'd be able to. My first thought would be to sail south and head over to Ordeals. The other loose, it was the TNT in Matoya's cave. And, well, there's the third option, it's the ruby.
Okay, one of these two rewards will be our canoe, or, again, leading.
Yeah, we're being sent on a wild goose chase just to find this canoe. Holy cow. Question chat, what was in Earth? It was the crown in the on the 4th floor. And that has led to the ruby, which it's not a bad pickup actually, because we're still being given the runaround on this seed, but at least this one unlocks 2 items. One at the Titan's Trove, one at Sarda.
Indeed, and hopefully one of them will have our canoe and the other will have the floater, because that would just be the dream.
looks like One Fine Day is taking a bit of a lead. Maybe due to, I don't know if it's a counter manipulation or just having better encounter luck in general.
Sorry, Papa Foys. Today it cannot be the chime and the oxyale. We have to find progression here.
Yes, because we can't really go anywhere else at the moment. So having found both of our loose items, we know the rest have to be in incentivized locations, and this is it. The only way we'd be given even more of a runaround if we get, say, like Oxyale and Adamant or something like that. We know it can't be the tail. That was for I believe that was for sale in Elfland for max price. But there's the chime. Okay.
All right, so we know that the trove is going to be the canoe or the adamant.
Yes. We're going to be seeing the trove check from thehangrycanuck first. Money, 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 and there it is! It's only been about 40 minutes, but it feels like it's been a lot longer than that, huh?
Oh yeah, the world's opened up at this point. Yeah, do you do... Either way you go, you're looking at two incentives. You're either going to go for Volcano and Ice or Waterfall and Ordeal.
I know there are some that prefer, that try to avoid Waterfall unless you already have Oxyale. That way you can just route that straight into Sea Shrine. We'll see if either of our runners have that mindset.
I like Waterfall and Ordeals. We do have Warp Charges, which are handy for both of those.
Ghouls have Glance. And
Looks like a lot of chat is looking for a Volcano Ice play. I mean, there's a lot more treasure there, but we're not really looking for treasure at this point since there's no more loot.
Yeah, if you're opening treasure chests, it's because you're trying to find either an endgame sword or the ribbon or like dragon armor or something along those lines. Because we already know where all the other key items are. It's just a matter of figuring out which one's where.
Well, it looks like One Fine Day is headed in the Volcano direction. We'll see which way Canuck goes. See if we get some divergence find.
So for this one, which would you do first? Would you do Ice first, or would you do Volcano first, just to try to knock out a Fiend dungeon while you're in the area?
Oh, between Volcano and Ice, I'd absolutely do Volcano first. Ice is a long walk for, well, what's only going to be 3 chests since you're not going to dive down in it. Even if one of them is an incentive, there's just not much there for a really long walk.
Yeah. But I can imagine either of our runners wanting to at least check for at least a stronger sword, because like the Ice Sword, you can fast it, you can temper it, but it can only, all these dukes can only take you so far. Eventually, you're going to have to be able to swing with something substantial.
Which is the reason for Volcano, because you got the armory, and you got a lot of relatively free checks that only cost you a couple of steps.
But, nope, okay. Thought One Fine Day was going to go Ice Cave, but looked like they were just bringing in a counter instead. thehangrycanuck stopping by Corneria to pick up some soft potions to de-statue the fighter.
And to pick up that extra copy of Warp, as he noticed he only had it on the Black Mage earlier.
Alright. So one fine day heading into the armory. What kind of stuff do we have here? Mage staff, free AoE. Whole bunch of money. And not much else.
Hey, picked up a coral sword for that thief.
Right.
Yeah, not exactly what you're looking for.
And it looks like Hangry Canuck is heading into the river system. So probably be making the volcano and or ice cave play as well. Yep, definitely got to be careful not to lose track of how much damage you're taking from these lava tiles.
Yeah, it's never good to get randomly encountered and see all your people at 1 HP.
Or even just to forget about it before going onto a trap tile. Copper bracelet. Oh, looks like Hangry Canuck is diving ice first.
It sure does. He's not afraid of that long walk, apparently.
Well... Oh, well, there's a sun sword. That's an improvement.
Yeah, the not quite an endgame sword, but about as close as you can get without actually being.
I noticed that One Fine Day did skip that last, skip the trap chest, though. Ooh, Bane sword. I think we saw Bane at 6, so having that for free is never a bad thing.
Looks like we might.
Ah. Hello, Ribbon! Going straight to the White Mage.
That'll be super handy. Skips that other tile, though.
Probably doesn't want to burn too many resources, because we might be making an attempt at beating Carrie while we're here.
I wouldn't blame him. I mean, if we still have the nuke charges at that point, may as well.
Yep. There's the Ghoul with Glance, and oh, unrunnable blue dragons! They just swung, though. But they both might... Looks like they both rolled up on health. Oh, okay, they're both down. That could have been scary.
Yep, instead it's a solid amount of experience and a floater. Ooh, we're going to be in the air. We do not have to sail up to the ice.
Nope. Meanwhile, Hangry Canuck getting the opal bracelet from Ice Cave.
One fine day, feeling confident about his spell charges for Carrie here. Looks like, oh yeah, he still has plenty of nuke and fades. As long as she doesn't bust anything nasty.
Looks like Carrie's got a bit of defense on her too. I thought I saw 3 for 3.
You sure did out of that knight, or fighter.
Ooh, dear.
Oh.
Okay, the Black Mage is awake again. And that nuke takes Carrie down.
Yeah, that was a little close. If Carrie had been punch happy with those kind of hits she was landing, that could have gone very different.
Oh, yes. Meanwhile, Hangry Canuck is exploring Ice Cave a bit more, probably looking for some better equipment. Hasn't found much yet. Okay.
I suspect One Fine Day is probably going to be hitting up the ice cave next, but will just be warping straight in and straight out to grab that incentive check.
Yep. And Hangry Canuck makes it through Ice Cave. A bit better on the defensive front, but not much else.
Certainly not what he was looking for. What he was looking for was down in Volcano, but there's no way of knowing that. You just have to gamble and gamble.
That is likely where he'll be going next, since he was already in this area. I'm curious, even with the warp charges, I'm wondering if one fine day finds that opal bracelet, whether they'll keep it or just reset out.
I think he'll keep it. It's 3 quick casts of warp to keep it. And he's not exactly swimming in good armor at this point, so it'll be a nice upgrade probably for that thief. He could actually put that thief back up front again.
Or barring that for the one of the mages. You can never have too much defense on your mages. All right, there was a pro ring there too. I didn't notice that one.
Gets rid of the silver helmet as well. He'll probably be equipping the steel helmet after he goes and buys that tail.
Yeah, just even on the equipment front, it's not a bad piece of armor in its own right.
No, it certainly can serve its purpose. I think it's as good as an opal helm, if I recall correctly.
You know, it's at least as good as silver. I don't have the stats for such things memorized. So one fine day, remembering that they had already used the bottle earlier, so you can see what that turns into.
I was wrong. Trenton pointing out that the heel helm is only as good as the silver.
Okay, so my thought was right. Okay. Either which way, it's still defense. When you don't have when you don't have ribbons, you gotta at least have some. You can at least put something on that slot.
Yeah, it's a couple more absorb. You can't turn it down. I'd certainly much rather the ribbon, but you can't have 4 ribbons nor.
We got Tyros with Poison Touch, but didn't look like it had too much for health.
Nope, Tyros are food.
Alright, so what do we have in Lefane? Power Gauntlet. Definitely a nice thing to find. Especially since since the best weapon we've seen so far is the Sun Sword.
Yeah, no, Sun Sword with a power bonk, and we've already seen fast. That will more than get you there if he wants to go. He might want a bit more armor or a second ribbon, though, so he'll certainly at least be checking relatively free chests.
Selling off that Ice Sword for quite a good bit of money, actually.
Yeah, that was a very expensive chunk of ice.
Did One Fine Day just sell the Bane Sword?
I think he did, and I can agree with it.
Yeah, if it's going towards the gold bracelet slash, tail fund, right?
Yeah, it'll get him that tail, and he can, well, not anymore. What did he buy a second tail? No, he bought 10 houses.
Yeah, it was a 10-pack of houses, which is a lot of money.
Right, and he can still afford a gold bracelet if he remembers where they are and wants.
Probably not as big of a concern since with the opal bracelet already in hand.
Apparently he wants to do something before he promotes.
Turning in the adamant real quick. And there's the key.
I mean, you could have done that after you promoted. You were right there about to land on the island.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about that one. Well, there's another free pro ring and a Vorpal too.
That'll certainly compete with the Sun Sword. That, I might put that over the Sun Sword for a lot of the fights once we get into. I'm sure you'd love to find a katana as well.
Yeah, because having both the fighter and the thief, soon to be knight and ninja, presumably. You don't really need to choose between one or the other. You can just use both. And meanwhile, Hangry Canuck just taking out Carrie, likely without any issues. It just went so fast I didn't even notice.
Yeah, he's got that double nuke going for him on his side.
There was the other heal helmet. Oh, there's the katana.
Oh yeah, you're good to go at this point. You can stop opening chests at any time.
One Fine Day still continuing to clean out Cardia at least.
You're here, they're quick, they're free. If you get a second ribbon, you will be ecstatic about it.
I saw Fear and Invis in Gaia's level 4 magic shop.
Yeah, they were both expensive and not something you want. I think we've seen all the white magic we could possibly want at this point. Outside of maybe Heal 3, I don't think we saw that.
I thought we did, but I don't remember where it was now, though. One fine day doing a quick equipment shuffle, getting all the best stuff, and is continuing to clean out Cardia. And finds Excalibur. Okay then. I think we're good for at least weaponry now.
Yeah, we were good on weaponry. I think it's really the armor he'd like to see at this point.
Yeah, I did see the opal shield, but I think something like maybe even like fire armor, ice armor would probably be a very nice thing to find. One fine day heading for Waterfall, which looks like by process of elimination. Well, actually, this has to be either Oxyale or Thorhammer. I think that's all that's left. And the other one would have to be in Ordeals.
Yep, and this is definitely going to be the quicker check of the two, so may as well do it.
Yeah, and if it happens to be the Oxyale, you're in go mode. You just go straight to Sea Shrine.
And we'll never see Ordeals out of him, because who wants a Thor hammer?
Someone who's desperate for AoEs, but given what we've got, I don't think that'll be an issue. And Ankylos have Toxic.
Blue Stake! Aw, don't run away from the blue stake.
And it looks like Hangry Canuck is continuing to check chests. Has not turned in the adamant to get the key. But there is the defense sword. That's nice.
Yeah, that... I mean, with a fighter who's going to have Cure 4, that'll get you there.
And there's the Oxyale from the robot. At a hair over 1 hour, one fine day is in go mode. So I suspect that if one fine day is checking any chests at all, it's purely to see if we can find something better on some defensive improvement.
I'm pretty sure he'll check a few at least. There's got that room on Sharknado floor. It's got 3 chests that are almost free. I think it costs you like 3 steps total for all.
Well, yeah. I'm saying, like, I would be surprised if he checked anything more than that.
Yeah.
So I think the main issue here might end up being levels. One fine day just hitting level 15. You're probably going to need a bit more than that for a viable Topher dive.
I assume well, we don't have Masa, so I guess 24 is not going to be the aim today. Maybe a slightly higher. Oh,
dear. Well, the ghosts kind of suck.
Well, we knew something was going to have to suck. We still only have 1 ribbon, so those are kind of dangerous. In the future, he might want to throw, Harm 3 or Fade with that White Mage on the first turn.
And I noticed that after that first floor in Mirage, I don't think Hangry Canuck has checked anything since. So the guy's just gonna try to mow his way through Sky, take whatever fights he can. Hopefully that'll get him through. Okay, I see now. It's gonna be full clear of this third one, then probably do the second one afterwards, maybe.
I don't know that they'll bother with the second one, but this floor with Warp is pretty efficient.
Hangry Canuck does have a significant level advantage. It just hit level 20 compared to One Fine Day's 15 last I saw.
absolutely nothing but a pile of gold there on the east side, unfortunately.
Ooh, there's a free gold bracelet for one fine day.
That'll save you from having to buy one, and you already have the opal and a white shirt, so you're pretty much set for armor if you can find something for that night.
Oh, there was a second ribbon for Hangry Canuck.
Excellent find. Those are greed chests. There's a non-zero chance that one fine day we'll be checking it as
Doesn't really find much else in Sea Shrine so far, just a gold bracelet from the looks of it. You know, Hangry Canuck is on the Bridge of Destiny. See if we find one of the favorite things we love to find here on this particular floor.
Is it nachos? I hope it's nachos.
I think we saw that at least once.
No, everyone knows we're looking for a robot.
Oh,
Robots are friends, and we need to hug.
No Warmech this time. Hangry Canuck makes it to Tiamat.
Big Kevin chat asking if the randomizer only swaps item locations. No, it swaps a lot of things. Enemy spell and ability scripts, enemy stats get randomized, not shuffled. But yeah, there's a lot of changes that go on, even just in the flag sets that we're playing for the turn.
Oh yes. If you really wanted to go out, you could do encounter shuffle, floor shuffle, entrance shuffle. Like, there's a lot of things you could do with this randomizer if you were of the mind to do it. So, Hangry Canuck facing Tiamat, while One Fine Day is taking on Kraken. Kraken's not very strong this time. Only hit for, was it 31 damage?
That's the kind of Kraken I like to see.
Yeah, well, that's just the first Kraken. We'll be seeing another one that might be very, very different. Alright, so both of our runners are now at 3 orbs apiece. I would say One Fine Day has the advantage here, having found all the key items, while Hangry Canuck still has to look for that Oxyale and the key. I think Hangry Canuck is trying to remember where that tail was. It wasn't at Provoca.
You're getting warmer, though. Yeah, it looks like you're... Oh, no, not in Crescent. You're going the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. At least Crescent's not a long check for if you're just checking the item shop, but still, yeah.
Oh, no, he was looking for heal potions. All right.
Oh, that works too.
We'll go with that as the reason he went there. I did not see if One Fine Day checked the first floor and picked up his defense sword or not. I suspected he would, but I didn't see it.
I don't think so. It looks like One Fine Day is just full-on go mode here.
Yeah, that could be. He has plenty of stuff, and he still might check and find that second ribbon in the greed chests.
Angry Canuck finding that katana, which won't be of any use to him. As long as he's thorough with the other checks, he will get that X-Cal, though. So One Fine Day, once we actually get to that floor, will One Fine Day check that one room? That is a yes. So One Fine Day gets that second ribbon, Hangry Canuck gets that X-Cal. Trying to remember, where was that Vorpal at again? I'm pretty sure we saw that.
Sorry about that. Had a quick phone call. Our wonderful tracker pointing out that the Vorpal was in the dwarf armor.
Ah, yes. One Fine Day has it, but Hangry Canuck does not, and probably won't be picking it up. Even though the key is at the blacksmith, might just decide to forego checking those. Well, pretty much that'll be his go mode item.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, you're right there, but if you feel behind and you need to make up time, I could see skipping.
All right, so One Fine Day is on the Bridge of Destiny as well. Let's see if we get a Warmix sighting this time.
Give us a robot friend. We need the experience.
Yeah, I kind of do actually, yeah. But no.
Four hits, 4 damage out of that katana. Come on, where are my crits at?
Oh, there's one. Down goes Tiamat. That One Fine Day has lit orb number 4, and we'll see what they decide to do from here, because I'm pretty sure the levels One Fine Day has won't be enough.
These flags aren't clamped, so I could see him going for it.
I'm trying to think. Did we ever see much for trap tile encounters that would make a good grind? I don't remember seeing one.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing a great one either, but there were a lot that we just kind of didn't check.
And Hangry Canuck getting that Oxyale from the robot.
Yeah, our tracker pointing out we didn't check Northwest Castle, we didn't check Hall of Giants. I don't think we checked Toph Loft, so I mean, there's a lot of really quick to get to, easy to check tiles if we wanted.
And in the meantime, One Fine Day getting those spells that he really wants, getting those Cure 4s, getting that Life 2. And it looks like One Fine Day is doing a bit of inventory management, cleaning out the houses and the cabins and houses to make menuing for those heal potions a lot easier. And at 1:13:47, One Fine Day is our first to enter Topher. And finds unrunnable frost dragons right off the bat. And there's more unrunnable frost dragons.
Yeah, a whole bunch of unrunnables are not what he's looking for to make it through this Topher at a low level.
Wow, that's 3 in a row. Oof. Alright, something we can run from. More dragons, so we can at least get away from those ones.
Those are experienced balloon dragons, though. Don't you want levels?
At the moment, I'm starting to wonder if One Fine Day might feel behind.
He's playing like he thinks he is. Here on this end of the camera, we know he's currently not, though.
Right, but...
Oh yeah, no, it's
Well, our
completely
runners-
different when you're in the game.
Yeah, our runners are not allowed to see where the other's at because, randomizer. So the slightest misstep can make you think that your opponent has pulled ahead, especially when we're at the level these two are at. And Hangry Canuck didn't see all the nasty things that those ghosts had, was able to nuke them without any issue.
He did not, but he also has 2 ribbons, I believe, so he should have been fine.
Yeah.
Hello, Randomania Raiders. Thank you, Randomania, for the host.
Yeah, One Fine Day just hitting level 20. Hello, unrunnable green Medusas.
He should have that mage stick. Just throw it out there. That will usually clear them out.
Well, if they have a spell list at the very least. Is able to survive one mage staff use.
Yeah, it looks like they're somewhere between 100 and 140 HP, so not too.
So last I looked, One Fine Day still has actually both heal helmets equipped. Would it be a sign of desperation if you actually saw One Fine Day actually start to use them?
Maybe. It depends on the situation. If he feels behind, he probably wouldn't, except for extreme desperation, because that's a lot of time for 30 HP a person.
Yeah, it can save on heal potion usage, but it is a bit of a time sink, as we just kind of glossed over Lich 2.
And that's exactly the kind of Lich 2 One Fine Day wants to see. He's hoping for a very paper token.
Meanwhile, Hangry Canuck is about to pull Kraken 1. So the Kraken 1 wasn't really much for strong punches this time around. Even to the white wizard, it was for 113. Alright, so carry 2 on One Fine Day's side.
Did she inherit the strength of her older sister, younger sister, whichever?
Ooh, 343. Not a bad... Oh, down, and down goes the knight.
That's alright, we got plenty of life charges. Just throw some nukes, throw some fades, get yourself through this combo.
Oh, down goes the ninja. But the stun hits! And the fade hits, and carry 2's down.
Yep, we pretty much knew she was done when that stun hit. Since stun is a power word spell, just like Quad X, it would mean she's under 300 HP at that.
Ah, yes, okay. So that was more of a scouting move to see how much health carry had, I guess.
And maybe a little bit of desperation. If it hits, it buys you a turn.
So Hangry Canuck has lit all 4 orbs and might have forgotten about having the adamant because he's going to ordeals.
Yeah, we were speculating that if One Fine Day got bounced out of here, that would even us out, and it looks like it might not quite do so, because we're just going to pick up a Thor's Hammer.
Yeah. Could still find Massa, could still find Dragon Armor, could still find something that'll help on the defensive front, but...
Yep, and he has that
make
defense, so if it comes down to something nasty, like a nasty Kraken, he could certainly still come back for that.
And Kraken leads off with a Quad X. But, Kraken goes down. Got 2 rounded.
Yep, these unclamped paper Tophers. I've been seeing a lot of them in this tournament.
Alright, so Tiamat 2. What do we have?
Looks like we're buffing up a Temper, a Power Bonk, and a Fast. And turn 2, that Knight is going to be swinging for some serious damage.
Tiamat throws out a stop, doesn't hit anyone. And wow!
8 hits, 729, Tia goes down. Told you, serious damage.
Yeah, and that was a low roll on health for Tiamat 2 as well. And looks like Hangry Canuck has found a grind tile.
That's a solid tile. It might be a little bit too late at this point. We'll see what Chaos is holding. Looks like we're going for the same buff strats. Throwing out that Temper, that Bonk, and that Fast. Meanwhile, Blizzard rolls through his party. Yeah, scratching everyone up a little. Oh wow, second round. More Tempers, more Bonks. Even more Tempers. When this Knight decides to swing, he's going to swing hard.
And there's ink from Chaos.
Chaos giving us all the free turns in the world.
2 for 134, 6 for 1152. Yeah, I think Chaos is gonna go down hard.
Probably this round, maybe next at worst.
1526 and still survives as the Quad X hits the Black Wizard. $8.45 and Chaos is done.
GG, One Fine Day. Congratulations.
Yep. One Fine Day finishing with an official SRL time of 1:22:40. And it looks like Hangry Canuck forfeits immediately afterwards.
Yep, I don't blame them all. I'm the same way in these 1v1 races. I've finished enough seeds in my time that I don't see the need to finish one necessarily.
I'm usually one to at least finish it, if only for the viewer's sake or something, or just for my own sake, just to finish what I start or whatever. If I'm like way far behind, or if Topher ends up being really, really nasty, that might be different. But
See if we get either one of these two joining us in chat here in a minute.
yeah, it really all just came down to routing decisions. One fine day, just find the necessary items first, and that's really all what it came down to.
Looks like they're both joining us.
Yeah, in the green room for just a moment. Probably to chat amongst themselves before joining us in here.
Yeah, that was a very solid race. 122 is a really good time for this tournament so far.
Yeah, especially considering the kind of early game routing that the seed kind of forced on our runners, sending both of them all over the place just to find what you needed to get to progress.
Yeah, it was very linear, but it did require a lot of back and forth action.
And we have Hangry Canuck in the booth. GG.
Thank you.
And one fine day as well.
Hello.
Yeah, so in the early game, you guys were pretty much in lockstep, though the seed kind of made that mandatory. Until you guys found that canoe, it was pretty much one of the most linear seeds I'd seen in a while.
Yeah, all the inner checks were done right away, pretty much.
Yeah, there was an awful lot of high-fiving and hand-holding as you all went back and forth there in the early.
Yeah, I just picked the wrong places to go, that's all.
Yeah, I think if Hangry didn't go to Ordeals, it's a lot closer, probably within 2-3 minutes.
Yeah,
Because he fit in a grind to level 26. He fit in a line to grind to 26, and I went Topher at 19.
Yeah, Topher, I was scared of Topher not being, because every time I've done a seed, Topher's never been paper, so the one time I decide to grind to waste time is the time Topher's easy.
Well, it did help that I had the ninja with temper, black mage with temper, and I had a white mage. I forget where. I think Wall was learnable by. Where was Wall 4?
Yeah, Wall was at 4.
Yeah, I think it was learnable by a red mage.
Yeah, I just took fighter, red mage, black mage.
Yeah, there's nothing special for white mages, but Fade was at 3, so it wasn't too bad.
So I'm kind of curious, Canuck, what was your decision to go to Ordeals instead of turning in the Adamant? Were you just looking for gear?
Gamble, 50-50 gamble I lost on?
Fair enough.
I took a lot of gambles that I lost on this race today.
Yeah, that's kind of what it all comes down to. Just if you had found certain things first, things could have gone differently. It's just the dice didn't roll your way this time, I guess. As far as execution goes, you guys didn't really find much issues regarding like enemies aside from there was a couple enemies like the imps early on gave you guys some grief. I think the ghost had something nasty that one fine day saw.
Wizards had thunder.
Oh, Wizards had thunder? I lucked out in not seeing that.
So hags had squint.
Lucked out didn't see that either, although I didn't really fight say hags.
That was about it. I didn't really see anything other than that.
Let me see. Something had thunder.
Imps.
Oh yeah,
imps.
Yeah, I banged my head against the imps for like 2 minutes at the start of the game. That was stupid.
Yeah, I think the ghost had like blaze or something like that.
I only caught one ghost encounter in C, and I got a nuke off before it did anything.
Yeah, I think they had high ambush chance too, because they would ambush now like twice. But yeah, the ghosts had blaze, and I wiped that. Let's see, what else did I wipe to? Oh, I wiped in Marsh to. My characters just got meleeed by scorpions, and then I go into the Hydra Ojo fight with just the fighter with ice sword, and that didn't end well.
Yeah, I had some issues in March.
Only saw the Hydra the first time he walked into that fight.
And was able to get away from it, I believe.
Really, I didn't have any trouble with most of this. I really didn't wipe too. I don't think I wiped at all, actually.
No, it was a good clean seed. There wasn't a whole lot that was all that dangerous other than those few enemies that we already named. That, they suffered a wipe here and there, but nothing too.
And it was kind of a good thing that One Fine Day was able to get through Topher at such a low level, because until we found that the Gershark Dark Eye tile in Ordeals, we didn't really see much for potential grind tiles in this one.
Well, for me, I'm just not a believer in grinding. I look at my gear, and I look at the tools that I have, and with Night Cure 4 and Life 2, I feel like level 19 is very viable, especially with, Power Gauntlet and Double Temper. As you saw in Tia and Chaos fights, I just shotgunned all those Tempers and Power Bonks until I had enough hitting power to just cut through Chaos's Absorb. Unfortunately, it wasn't much.
Yeah, in fact, it was fortunate that Tia definitely rolled low on health, because it was just one-shotted for like 700 and something, and down she went.
Yeah, but I think I would have been secured against a nuke. Best way to defend yourself against something like nuclear is just to kill it as fast as possible. So I didn't really go in for evasion stacks. I cast a couple on Chaos. I probably shouldn't have. But sometimes that doesn't pay off if Chaos throws a nuke early and just wipes all my temper casters. That can cause problems because I didn't have defense. I had Excal though.
So I know you had just explained your thought about going in at the low level, but our thought at the time was, did you feel like you were behind at all when you're going into Topher?
Oh yeah, I did not feel good about how I was playing early. I kept having this sloppy overworld movement. I was practicing a flag set with much lower overworld encounter rates earlier this week, so it kind of made my safe scumming skills rusty. Other than that, the White Marsh, just general overall slowness. I felt like Earth dragged on very long, although I guess altogether me and Hangry were pretty close in the first 40 minutes because it's pretty linear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did feel like I don't feel with the two loose being available as early as they were. I never feel too comfortable. I mean, yes, I did make the right gamble with Waterfall instead of Ordeals. And that made me feel a little better, but I felt there was more than 50-50 chance that Hangry would have done Waterfall first because, if it's Deoxyale, Sea Shrine is right there. You can just do it right then and there. And if it's Thorhammer, well, that sucks, but I mean, going to Ordeals I think would take longer. But I can see making it play just because you're thinking it's the answer. I mean, either way, you're looking at some sort of time save. But I did think the odds favored Waterfall, so I mean, had Henry gone to Waterfall, this would have been close. We would have been duking it out in TOFR, and he would have had the levels, and running a 3-man would probably be faster a little bit. Although that Ninja was a contributor, although Red Mage would have contributed more.
Although even at the end, you guys were pretty close because you both lit your third orb about 30 seconds apart.
Oh, really? Oh, so I guess Henry went to Sky before doing Ordeals.
Yep. And Hangry also, I believe the only chest he checked in Sky was Mirage 1 and Sky 3. Full cleared both and just skipped the rest.
Yeah, I didn't do Mirage 1 either because I felt pretty good. I mean, I would have been happy to get another ribbon, and it's really nice that I got the extra ribbon, but I had wall, so first action wall would be my action of choice in the tighter feed battles.
Although Mirage 1 did end up having the defense sword, I believe, so that would have helped.
Yeah, it would have helped, but where we're going, we don't need evasion. Just temper, bonk, bonk, bonk. And I had double invis too as well, although one was on a night with 3 charges. And I did have the white shirt as well, so I could have, if I needed to bring out the evasion stacks, I had that option. Probably should have put the white shirt on the ninja though. But I think that was my armor for the white mage.
Yeah, I believe it was, yeah.
Oh yeah, my knight only had iron armor the whole game.
I think at one point it had silver bracelet. Then when you found the gold bracelet, you put it on the ninja, I believe.
Yeah, I had the silver bracelet for when the white mage wasn't promoted, and I shifted that to the ninja once I promoted.
Ah, yes. So, Hanger Canuck, anything you want to make mention of, something that either we mentioned or hadn't mentioned at this point?
Nope, not much to say. Just GG to one fine day, and good luck next week. Thanks for the comms, the restream, Speed Gaming, you guys for calming, the trackers, and yeah, it was fun.
All right, then. Looking ahead, we've got a pretty busy slate of races this today on the Final Fantasy tournament. Coming up at 2:30 Eastern, right here on Speed Gaming, we got Dangwoo versus Gregglypuff. That'll be an interesting one. At 3 on Speed Gaming 3, we got Rojo versus High Spirits. At 5 o'clock here on Speed Gaming, we got Dark Moon and Specty. At 6 o'clock on Randomania 3, we got Ikman Maya and Groggy Dog. At 7 o'clock on Randomania 2, Ali Gerbrap and J-Lo. And at 9 o'clock, we got a doubleheader. One on Randomania 3, we got Grandylicious and Cinema Bee. And on Dark Moon's Twitch channel, we've got Wab versus Spellzap. So if you're liking what you're seeing here at this Final Fantasy Randomizer, we've got a lot more coming up for you today. I guess any final thoughts from my co-commentator Cyranus or either of our runners?
No, I think y'all mostly covered it. Everything I was thinking. Thank you very much, Speed Gaming. Thank you to our runners. Any final comments from the runners as well?
No burst.
All right, then. So for Speed Gaming, our tracker Ale, Cyranus, myself, I am Melee Wizard, and have a nice day.